It is Wednesday morning, and welcome to our Facebook Live weather update this morning. I bet everybody slept a little better yesterday from any of the storms. Not a lot of us saw a lot of storms yesterday. Sort of a quiet day compared to what we were talking about Monday when we had all those storms around, right? So let's dive into it. Won't take it too long today, but I want to tell you sort of what's happening, what's going on, and I have some good news when it comes to the heat. We're going to sort of get rid of this heat, at least for a couple of days once we get in towards the weekend and early part of next week. So here is the broader picture. This is these are weather models, right? And of course, weather models are tools that meteorologists use. Nobody ever in their right mind says that's exactly what's going to happen. But this is what I believe is the best model that sort of shapes up the current state of the atmosphere and what we're looking at. So this is a typical weather map you would see in July. There ain't nothing going on. It's very quiet. Once you get into late June, July, August, it's, the dog days of summer. You often hear us talk about that. That means that basically the jet stream, that's that ribbon of air way in the atmosphere that goes about 200 miles per hour, is well to the north. The subtropical jet is well to the south. So that once we get into a pattern to like where we have all this heat, right, with the high pressure, nothing's going to move this thing along really quickly. It's just going to take its own sweet time. Cold fronts usually don't make it down this far south this time of year. That may change by the weekend. So here we are. This is currently where we're looking at as we go throughout the day today, and I'll just sort of go through the motions here. You'll notice we got low pressure off the coast, typical mountain showers and some thunderstorms, high pressure to our south. We're into tonight, very early Thursday morning. Again, you see as we go through time here we are into Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, not a whole lot going on, which is so typical for July, right? So it means pretty much stagnation. We have high pressure here. This is the Bermuda high. Bermuda high pressure is high pressure that's constantly out here in the Atlantic, and it sort of wiggles back and forth, normally near Bermuda in the wintertime. In the summertime, it sort of sags south, and this is what gives us the moisture and the heating of the day to fire off these showers and storms. Not having a whole lot of that. Notice as we get into about the Thursday time frame, we'll get some showers and some storms. And again, we'll carry this into Friday, into the weekend. This area right in here is a very vague front. My thinking is it sort of sags to the south, and that'll give us at least a better chance of showers and storms for Sunday, Monday, and a little cooler temperatures. I should say a little. I mean, significantly cooler, all things considered, with temperatures generally in the 80s. All right, so let's do this. Let's get closer to home here and find out what's happening. We're going to start this by getting right to it here. This is earlier this morning at about 8 a.m., so we'll go through time here. Here's 11 o'clock today. Here's 2 o'clock. Notice by 3, 4, 5 o'clock, scattered showers pop, very isolated. I'm going to keep that rain chance at 20%. Here we are into tonight, relatively quiet across the state. How about Thursday? Well, Thursday, a little better shot at some shower and thunderstorm activity from Charleston to Greenville through the Midlands. This has us Thursday night getting some decent shower and thunderstorm activity. Thursday night about 8 o'clock. Notice what happens after 8 o'clock. There's 11 o'clock. Boom. So the heating of the day is the real big issue here. So once the heating of the day is done, we're pretty much done with the showers and storms. Let's get to Friday. Friday morning, it's quiet. Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Same thing for 8 o'clock, all the way from the mountains down to the sea will be our chances of some showers. The real story is going to be the heat. Let's get to the heat, and I'll show you what we're talking about when it comes to that. This starts at 11 o'clock this morning. This is the heat index, what it actually feels like. 11 o'clock this morning, it's going to feel like 99. Charleston, 100. My feeling is from Charleston down to this area here, down to Hilton Head, right in here, we could see a heat index 111 to about 114 degrees. That's dangerous heat. The temperature itself will be like 95, but the humidity and dew points will be at around 80 degrees. Let me give you an example. When we're talking about a 40-degree dew point, for example, it feels refreshing outside. But when we're talking the 70s, that's when it feels muggy. The dew points in the low 70s is sort of yuck. Down through between south of Charleston to Hilton Head, dew points near 80 degrees. That's the type of moisture you have in the Amazon. I kid you not. So this is what we'll be dealing with as we go throughout the day here. Notice Charleston at about 101, feeling like 104 this afternoon in Columbia, 96 in Greenville. Even at 5 o'clock, From Augusta, Columbia, Florence, 103. Charleston, the same. Even Myrtle Beach, there's not a whole lot of cooling going on with the waters of the Atlantic. Notice there's 8 o'clock at 98. Still feeling like 90s by the time we get to 11 o'clock. Overnight, still rather muggy. Let's get into Thursday. We'll do it all over again. 11 o'clock Thursday morning, feeling like 100 in Charleston. 103 in Columbia, Myrtle Beach at 102, Charleston 103, Greenville feeling like 97. That'll feel cool, comparatively speaking, right? Compared to the rest of the state. And there's 5 o'clock tomorrow, feeling like 104 degrees, 103. And again, my feeling is right in here, south of Charleston, down to Hilton Head, this little sort of soupy area here. That's where my feeling is we could have 110, 115 degree heat index, which again would be very dangerous. So this is extremely unusual that we have this many days. We'll carry this into Friday, but there will be some changes coming. And coming up this afternoon, when we get together around 3 o'clock or so, about 3-ish, I'm going to talk about these changes that I think you're going to like, all right? So in the meantime, I know you get tired of hearing it. Stay hydrated. Try to stay in cool places if at all possible. If you do work outdoors, promise me you'll take some breaks, because it's very important for you to do so, because you can have heat stroke or heat exhaustion very easily. So stay cool for the rest of the day. We'll see you later this afternoon.